Yes. Mic check one. Mic check one. Mic check one. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. Mic check one. Mic check one. Yes. Mic check one. Mic check one. Check. Mic check one. 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 Yes. Mic check one. Mic check one. Mic check one.
Marshall. Test microphone, check 1 2. Hello everyone, table tennis fans around the world. Get ready to embark on the thrilling journey of lightning fast rallies and matched athleticism, where we're going to have side to side, backhand, forehand flashes, slices, on point, turning point, where every backhand and every forehand can be a turning point of the game. We are going to be having me, Semakade Solomon, taking you through the commentary, and Semamopo we are starting with the third match, and that is going to be Miguel from Mauritius versing Salim from Sudan. And we are starting the match where we are already having Mauritius taking the lead with 2 wins and Sudan with actually having no win so far. We are looking at the point where those trying to understand table tennis, everyone, this is going to be a best of 5. Team Vets, you have to have 3 wins to take it all. So we are looking at Mauritius waiting for a win to have it all and to sum it up, and Sudan actually having their last hope in Salim. That is, if Salim takes this set, they will have to go for the fight. They will have to continue with the fight. But that is if Miguel takes this. If he does, and he does, Mauritanians will already be having the win. So we are already seeing them warm up at the tables, and we are having these games live in the NCS Arena in Lugogo, Uganda. And these are the East African Regional Championships stroke the Olympic qualifiers, and everyone he is fighting to get to the Olympics. And since these are the qualifiers, and they want to be the East African region champions. Seeing this match start, and it is table tennis. Miguel already facing the 2 points loss already. That was the first point for Salim, and he is 4-1. Salim serving. Umpire calls for a late, and I think Salim had a false service and calls for a reserve. It is 2 for Salim and 4 for Miguel. That is Miguel for you from Mauritius with a comfortable lead of 5-2. To the view of point, I'm actually seeing this game at the point I'm seeing Mauritius take this to a 3-0 win against Sudan, unless otherwise. But I'm seeing Miguel just taking it smoothly with the backhand down the line, and he's just taking points. I feel like he's already having a holiday today versing Salim, because he is already in the driving seat of this first set, unless otherwise, because table tennis can change at any time. I can't tell how it's going to end, but when I look at the odds currently, you can see that Miguel is actually leading, and you can tell how it's going to end. Salim is going patient with the catch-up. He is actually going easy with the balls, and I'm seeing it work for him, because he is actually 4 points away from the catch-up. I believe anything can change. Table tennis, a catch-up is possible, because in a blink of an eye, you can see a catch-up. So we have Miguel in a lead, and that is 9-4. That was a nice side spin service to Miguel, and it actually yields Salim a point, and making it 9 for Miguel and 5 for Salim. I don't know how the coach ain't realizing this already. I don't know, because he is actually. I think this is the best time the coach could call for a timeout and calls for that backhand down the line service backhand that is being played to Salim is back. It is the first set, and those trying to understand table tennis, every after a set, we get that 1 minute time break that is called for, and the players get the time with their coach to iron out the mistakes and the few mistakes they have been doing and actually polish the good ones they have been making. We are still seeing this game as young as born yesterday, because as I said earlier, it can still be a catch up from Sudan, because if we see Salim taking this game, we shall have someone come back, and then if that someone comes back and they have a win, we shall see a decisive match. That is if Salim has this set. But if we get to that point where Salim loses to Miguel, that will be a 3 straight loss, and that will be sad news to Sudan and victory to Mauritius. It is table tennis, and we are having Mauritius have the lead, with Miguel having the first set and Sudan having no set yet from Salim, represented by Salim. So we are back. There for you is Miguel from Mauritius, ready back to the table, waiting for the second win, and we are waiting for Salim back. I think the coach ain't happy with the presentation he had, and I believe the coach has that hope and belief that he can do better in this coming set, and we wait to see what comes out for this set. The umpire calls for a delay, and Salim is supposed to be back to the table. It is 1 for Mauritius and 0 for Sudan, represented by Salim. And yes, we are back for the second set, and it is Miguel serving. That was smooth forehand top spin to the deep forehand of Miguel, and it actually yielded Salim a point. As I said, this game is still very, very young. You can't tell who is taking which, because we have seen it before. Someone coming from behind, and they actually have that win, because I still see hope for Sudan, because they have their hope in Salim. They can still make it. I believe they can still make it, but the odds actually are pointing to Mauritius at the point, because they already have the 2 wins in their pocket, and if it's a hill to climb, they are actually almost at the peak, and Sudan is actually starting from the scratch. It is 2 for Salim from Sudan, and 1 for Miguel. Miguel tries that backhand that has been yielding him points since the first set, but it's not going to point. It is that backhand that never stops flowing from Miguel. It has actually, we have seen it take points in the first set, and he's actually doing it for the second set. I believe he's using the backhand as basis for this game, but Salim is all like, no, I'm taking this set, and Sudan is actually catching up. It is 4 for Salim, and 2 for Miguel. Salim serving. It is that half-long deceptive service into the deep forehand of Miguel that is getting Salim a point. Whoa. Miguel deserved that point, serving it off the net, and that kept him going up to the catch-up he is almost making. Salim tries that backhand, though it goes in vain. It is that top spin deep to the depth of the backhand that yielded him that point. It is Salim. I think Salim is actually getting warmed up. I think he was not warmed enough for the first set, and I'm seeing him taking it to the good hands in this set. It is that deep chop slice from Salim that got him that point. Salim seems more focused and more into this set compared to the composure he had for the first set. You can never think that you will get 2 rallies or one in Miguel's defense to get that point. You have to fight. Miguel is proving it that you have to get enough rallies like off me to get that point. It is 7-up. Miguel makes that catch up, and that promising to his teammates that he may take that win. That is Salim with a deceptive service. The backhand half-long chop. And that was that side spin into the depth of the forehand that gave him that point. It is 9-4 Salim and 8 for Miguel. Salim tries that counter, though it goes in vain, but that was some good idea that I think it would count. That is if it was on table. It is 9-9. It is that service he has been keeping for the last time, and I think he's doing the saying that says save the best for last, and it is getting him where he wants to be. It is the advantage he had, and for the 10, those trying to understand table tennis, we play for 11 points every set, and that is 1-1 for Sudan and Mauritius. As I said, the game is still too young, and it is too early to determine who is going to win what, because we are looking at a point where Sudan can still be saved by Salim to get back into the play, because if Salim takes this game, it will be a comeback for Sudan. At least they will have that one more extra play for another player, and that extra chance to have to come back and win this team event. But that is if Mauritius, represented by Miguel, takes this. That will be game over for Sudan for this team event, and that will be a 3 straight victory for Mauritius. It is that 1 minute break every after set that keeps them pushing to another set, because they need to rest. They need that time off the table to freshen up to get the advice, and I believe it is working for Sudan, because you see the words of advice that were given by the Sudan's coach actually helped Salim, and it is 1-1. The second set, the umpire called Salim back to the table for the second set, and it is 1-1. Salim 1, Miguel 1. Miguel opens that third set with a heavy top spin to the deep forehand of. That was a flashback, and I doubt he even realized why it passed. That was a thunderous backhand from Miguel. It is 2-0. That is 3-4. Miguel's defense actually proved good, and it actually yielded him a point. That is 3-4 Miguel, and 2-4 Salim. That service is proving hard for Miguel to return. And every time I'm realizing, every time Salim is actually looking for a point, that is the way forward. And I don't know how it is being hard for him to return. And I believe the coach has to find a way forward. That is if they want to have this set as well, and unless they want to see Salim take the second set as well. It is table tennis. That forehand from Salim down the line gets him to 5. He is serving, and I actually expect that side spin, deceptive service back. A comfortable lead for Salim of Sudan. Miguel never runs out of backhands, and he's actually using the backhand weapon to get points for him, and I believe it is actually working for him. That was a good deceptive service from Miguel. That top spin with a lot of spin engraved in it, it is actually proving hard for Miguel to return. It is a comfortable lead for Salim from Sudan. Salim is actually making it for Sudan. That is, if he wins this game, he will be bringing back Sudan in the game. And I believe Sudan is actually looking up to him for the comeback into the game. It is that float from Salim that actually put the top spin out of because the table, and every time you do that float, it is the top spin out, obviously. It is 10 for Salim, 7 for Miguel, and there he has it, the second set for Salim. We are looking at Salim getting Sudan back into the game, and Miguel actually letting his team down. The team is up counting on him because I believe a 3-0 loss actually counts a lot. It is that 1 minute break that comes every after a set, and it is actually the time when you go back and speak to your coach, and I believe the coach is actually happy with Salim because he's actually getting them back to the game. And personally, I would be happy for Salim because this is at a point where you're representing your country and he's doing his best, and I believe he is doing his best with his presentation. That was the third set of the game, and we are going back for the fourth set. Those trying to understand table tennis, we are playing a best of 5 game, and a person is supposed to take 3 sets to have this win, and we are going to see us having the third set, and that is if Salim takes this set, that will be the victory for Salim against Miguel. But if Miguel takes this, we shall see them go for that decisive set. It is the fourth set, and we having Miguel serving. This is at the point of the game where the pressure kicks in, and I believe this is not how Miguel started the game. I guess the pressure is getting to him, and that service is actually contributing a lot to the pressure, because I think it is proving so hard for Miguel to return. Miguel calls for a timeout after 3 points of the fourth set. it is table tennis. A very dynamic game that any point, any speed, any service can be the turning point of the game. We see Salim lost the set, the first one I mean, very terribly, but he is actually having the lead of the two sets, and he is actually in the lead of the fourth set. Table tennis is very dynamic. You can't tell what is going to come when it is time. That tells us what happens after the while. It is that well, we are back for the fourth set, and we see Miguel have a point. It is 1 for Miguel, 3 for Salim.
Katebe mukatwale butwaze ewaka.
So, I welcome you once again, our viewers. We are here at Lugogo Arena, MTN Arena, witnessing the regional championships, East Africa. And right now, what we have here is Mauritius versus Sudan. Sudan is trying to pull a comeback because Mauritius is leading by 2 sets, and Sudan is trying to bring a comeback here. Sudan is, let me see. Salim is playing for Sudan and Miguel for Mauritius. Wow. What a backhand from Salim. All I can tell you, there's hope. Just do not give up. And this is what Salim is trying to show his teammates. There's hope. Let's see where the hope takes them. And it's a late call by an umpire. That's a reserve. Miguel serving. Yes, Miguel is trying to spice up his game because he feels him winning this will take the team to the next level.
Just as I said, dear partner, we are looking at table tennis, and any point can be the change of the game. We saw Salim lose that point over a false service, and I guess he failed to toss because it was called by the umpire, and he was all like he didn't toss, and it actually costed him that point, and we see him getting off after that next point, but he's actually back to the trail, and it is that lead he is having. He is a point away from victory, and that is if he actually gets this set, he is actually giving Sudan hope. He is giving that one extra chance to Sudan to come back and win against Mauritius. It is a comfortable comeback from Miguel. Miguel is 2 points away from the comeback, and Sudan is a point away from the comeback, giving that chance to the next player. And there they have it. That was Miguel for you, getting that comeback for Sudan, and it is 2 for Mauritius and 1 for Sudan. We see Sudan come from behind, and I believe it is still possible for Sudan and Mauritius can still make it as well. So you just don't know how it's going to end, because I actually gave the best odds to Sudan, to Mauritius, sorry, in the first place, and I actually thought they are actually going to have it as a 3-0 win, but Salim from Sudan was like, no, it's not going to happen when I'm on the team, and he has proved his worth on the team, giving them that extra chance to make the comeback from Mauritius. And this is the fourth game of this play for you, and we are having players come back for the fourth game. It is still possible for Sudan. It is still possible for Mauritius. You can tell who is going to take what, because personally, if I would be asked to give the odds at the start of the game and at the start of the third game, I was giving the best odds to Mauritius, and I thought they were going to have it all. And I thought they were going to be having that 3-0 win against Sudan, because you actually saw how Miguel started off his first set and it was running smooth for him, despite the fact that Salim took it all. It is that fourth game we are going to have, and it is going to be Idris for Sudan. It is going to be Idris from Sudan and Ryan from Mauritius. It is that 1 minute warm up that is given to the players to warm up before the game is started.
Right now, the players are trying to warm up. Sudan versus Mauritius, and Edris is for Sudan, and Ryan is for Mauritius. Sudan having that blue and Mauritius having that red. They're trying to warm up the backhand. Those who know table tennis, that is called a backhand. So the warm-up goes before the game starts. So they're still trying to warm up. So the umpire calls them to start the game. And it's Ryan serving, Mauritius. Late called by the umpire. He's trying to inform them about something. Oh, I think Idris had won the toss and he was the one to serve. Whoa, Idris serves and Ryan puts it in the net. And Sudan is leading with a 2-love. Sudan is leading by 3 points. And I think this comeback, if we are to witness a comeback, we shall push this to Salim. Salim played a very big role, and now Idris has it in his hands. Idris wins the point, and surely this is showing you that you shouldn't give up. You just have to keep playing the game, stay in the game. Mauritius win a point. Those Sudan still lead 4-2. Mauritius is trying to catch up, 3-4. Ryan is trying his level best. Wow. Ryan is trying to make Idris move left and right. So he takes him across and then he brings him back down the line. So it's giving him a hard time. Let's see how this goes. So I believe I won't give it to one side. Yeah. And, this match won't be given to one side because it is still tight. Everyone takes 1-1. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Mauritius to serve. Mauritius lose the point, and Sudan is trying its level best to come back in this game. Like I told you, it is a very, very tight game. You can't give it to Ryan, you can't give it to Idris. So let's see how it goes. Mauritius leading. Wow. Ryan tried his level best, he returned it, and Idris failed to smash it again. And so Mauritius lead with the set, 1-love. So we go for the minute break and we see how it goes. So since Sudan do not have a coach, so the teammates are trying to give him more tactics. Yeah, Ryan, I don't think they have tactics to give him. I think they believe in what he's doing right now, so they're telling him to just keep pushing on. Like I told you, this is table tennis. I believe all those that are streaming right now are table tennis enthusiasts. And right now, this game, we are seeing agility, precision, and sheer mystery of pedal. Prepare to be entertained, surely, because we are going to receive entertainment, because this is just the beginning, and more is to come. So the players return.
We are back for the second set, and we see Mauritius with Ryan in the lead, and we believe this is close to a deciding match. Whether we are going for the decisive or not, we are seeing Ryan in the comfortable lead in the driving seat of this game, and versing Idris that is frustrated with the services and the backhand forehands that never stop coming from Ryan. With me, I'm joined with
Isaac.
it is that 4-1 lead for Ryan. Ideally, personally, I believe table tennis is that game that actually has very many tactics that you can actually use to win the game. And one of them that is identify a player's weakness and actually use it against them. And I believe Idris is trying to realize that I think the backhand is actually not as efficient as the forehand for Ryan, and I see him actually trying to divert most of his attacks and balls to the backhand. As you see, he is actually realizing it is the weakness and is the way to go. That is if he is going to take this second set.
And Idris has that very powerful forehand with very much spin, but unfortunately for this point, he has put it into the net, and that is one leg of 6-6 by the Ryan player of Mauritius, and they have a short break.
Even when you look at the point, that point he actually put in the net, you realize he was trying to push it to that backhand side. And I believe he has realized that loophole, and he's actually using against Ryan. Table tennis is all about realizing your player's weakness, your opponent's weakness, and take it to another level. It is that comfortable lead for Ryan.
A very reckless mistake according to the way he played the forehand while trying to block the ball by the powerful attack by Idris. Wow, nice top spin by Idris to Ryan's forehand.
And I believe his forehand is proving heavy for Ryan. It is getting heavy for him, and I see him have that catch up, and I believe he is actually borrowing a leaf from that was Salim in the recent game. Salim actually had that zeal, he had that calmness in him that kept him moving, and he actually got it all, and we see it coming to 9-9, and I think there is an issue. The umpire is trying to rectify it. That was the pressure we were talking about, and it comes at such points of the game where you are serving and your service will be that decider of what will happen after that set. And we saw Idris have that first service in the net, and it called for a reserve. It is 10-10, and those trying to understand table tennis, every time we get to 10-10, a player needs 2 points in a row to have that set in their pocket. As I said, you see, he is trying to utilize that backhand loophole Ryan he's having in his play to yield him a point. That was a lucky point for him because I actually realized it touched the net and that gave him that second set. It is 1 Idris, 1 Ryan from Sudan.
The tension is rising up as the players are now going to their coaches for that minute break to get some advice from their fellow players, from their coaches, who tend to see the mistakes that they are having. During such times, the coaches tell them they are very reckless mistakes that they are making in these games. And they also encourage them, just like we saw Idris trying to attack on Ryan's backhand, because that is the loophole he saw in his defense system. And this is, I think, what they are trying to tell these players as they are waiting on to go back for the next game. So far it is 1-1. Ryan has 1 set, Idris has 1 set, and whoever reaches the first 3 sets takes on the game. And the break is done. Each player is ready to change sides. For those who are getting to learn the sport, after every set, the opponents change sides. So you start from the left, you go to the right after on the next set. And here they are back again, ready to play the game.
Personally, if I'm to ask Mr. Isaac, how do you see this game ending? Because I'm actually seeing it very tight, and I actually tried with an anticipation when we are starting from scratch. I had that anticipation that Mauritius might take it 3 straight, but it's actually turning south. What do you expect from this game and actually the overall end of the game?
We have been impressed by Team Sudan with their players that are coming on so strong. Idris is one of the favorite players, and I take it on that Idris will win the game. He plays his backhand with very high spin, and just like you're seeing here, he's very cautious on the ball. His feet are agile enough to give him the speed and to make sure that he takes on very many points.
The score is, as we see, the score is tight, and it is 3-4 Ryan and 2 for Idris.
A very tight game.
I just don't understand how the coach hasn't realized how Idris is feeding off the loophole in the backhand. Personally, if I was to be the coach of Sudan, I would be finding that solution for the backhand, because realize Idris is taking most of the points from that backhand, and I think they should find a solution. That is if they are planning to have that 3-1 win.
Oh, wow. Very nice point.
That
He
was
shoots to the backhand thinking he won't block it, and he takes the point.
But at least I would believe that he won't be off guard all the time, because at least if you are off guard like 3 times, at least the 4th time you will be on guard, and I believe he has actually gotten enough points from there, and I guess he has gotten into his head and is realizing it is the mistake he's doing that is costing him the points. It is that forehand down the line that got him that point and left the rest of the supporters and his teammates applauding.
It is very difficult to take back those counter spins from very good players because of the spin in the ball, and just like that,
I'm having them, I am the eyewitness of these spins, and I believe you won't afford to miss them. Just have your ITTF website open to keep these updates on you. That is 7-all.
a very tight competition as we watch the players. Usually for a very strong player that games are countable with the points leading up to 4 points, but this is just 1 point lead, 2 points leads at most, meaning it is a very tight game. Both players can both manage each other. They both win 2 points like we have just witnessed of services, then the opponent gets it back. Very tight.
He tries that backhand that goes to the deep backhand. It caught the net, and that was the way it got off. It is 8-9.
Wow.
That is that.
Very good top spin from Idris of Sudan to
It has, I believe, it has a lot of spin engraved into the ball, and that makes it 10 for Idris and 8 for Ryan. And I believe it is that moment where pressure kicks in, that tension, that moment where you feel like you're letting go of your team, you're holding them down, and that is one of the reasons why you see players getting that pressure that gets in. That is the pressure I'm actually talking about, where you see someone playing a ball almost off the net, and that would be a nightmare for him.
just like that. Ryan takes on the Idris takes on the points. Set 2-1, a comfortable lead. If he wins the next set, he wins this game versus Ryan. They go on to the water break, and the coaches are tensing up on the advice. The coach of Sudan is really indeed cautious about the way he's playing, and he's giving him the best of the advice that he could tell him. Because win, if he takes on just one more set, he wins this game.
It is table tennis, and as I said, and until it reaches that last point, because we saw Mauritius have the lead, and I actually, if it was to be for a lottery, I would think I would have lost already, because I would have given a 3 straight win for Mauritius, but it's going south, as I said already. We are back for the 4th set of this game. It is Idris from Sudan taking on Ryan from Mauritius, and we are back to the back-to-back action that never stops, and we are going to have this back-to-back action for the 4 days. That means you can't afford to miss a match, and when you blink, you lose.
Oh, Ryan had started with a comfortable lead, winning his 2 points as he serves, and the 3rd point went to the opponent Idris, and he started with that flick, but he didn't block the second ball. It is 2-2, Idris versus Ryan. Ryan in red.
It is one of the strokes that you have to take with care when you are trying to return. You have to return with cushion, and that actually been very hard for Idris to return. That is the 1 minute timeout called by Idris's coach, trying to see it, and I think he actually realized it is going south, and actually they thought maybe they would call the player to actually add some words of wisdom to him and actually motivate him to get that catch up.
Ryan came back pretty strong for this set with a very cautious flick on his backhand to start all those services, and he's having a comfortable lead of 3-5.
It is that gotten him that rest, but also yielded him more confidence and more words of wisdom to win this match.
That is why it is important to have these coaches input storage platforms where they keep their towels, made right here from Uganda by our very own. And these are coming on pretty strong, even with the racket covers.
It is that backhand forehand combo that actually got him points recently, but it actually fails him this time because I believe the pressure is actually kicking in. The adrenaline is actually rising for both players, and you can't know how it's going to end. It is that comfortable lead for Ryan from Mauritius, and we can actually predetermine him having this win, though you can tell as yet because the umpire hasn't flipped that last point. That was reckless because I actually think that ball was actually high enough for him to decide where to put it, but I believe the best option would be that forehand because I could actually see the player already displaced. It is that heavy top spin that keeps him going for this set. It is 8-4 Idris, and he is 2 points away from catching up, and Ryan is actually a point away from
Wow, wow.
victory, and there he has it. That was a lucky
There
point.
he is, winning a very lucky point where the ball touched the edge of the table, and we count it as a point for those who are getting to learn the sport. For when it touches the white line at the edge of the table, we still count that as a point. It is a very lucky shot, and the point that most of us players look forward to having, especially at the tender times of the points, like the game points where it is 10-9, 10-8, and you are at that side having the 10. The players go on continuing to receive advice and realizing some of their mistakes. So it is now 2-2, as we can witness from Sudan by Idris in blue, Ryan in red from Mauritius. And this is the decisive. Whoever takes on this will be able to win this game, as we can witness the players coming back on.
I believe I would actually give this vote of thanks to Salim from Sudan, because I believe this is all because of him, because if he had actually lost that game, we would be seeing Sudan actually getting to that 3-0 loss, but he actually got them back to the game, and it is actually yielding them results. That 2-point comfortable lead for Idris. It is there for you. That was Ryan trying to get over that heavy deep chop that actually wasn't possible for him. It is that comfortable lead for Idris, and it is actually giving him that advantage over Ryan. Personally, when I look at both players, and I believe, and what I've seen right now, Mr. Isaac, they are both offensive players, but they are actually trying to actually play safe, and I believe these players are actually spinning when necessary. They are blocking when necessary, and I see this working for both of them.
Player Ryan has started playing cautiously, as he tends to chop where he used to flick, because he's becoming a very cautious player in his moves. Where he used to loop, he is now chopping. Where he used to attack, he's now blocking. The pressure is increasing. The tension is increasing. The adrenaline between the players. This is a very critical time, as even they change sides at that very last set.
Is that half-long top spin service in the backhand of Idris that is actually yielding Ryan those points. I believe it has become that fight of services, who can do the service better, because for the recent 4 points, you have realized players have actually gotten the points of the services.
This particular time is when you get to realize the mental strength of a player as he looks on to get more points to enable him win the game, because others, the pressure rises up to their hands and they start making mistakes at these times.
That was Ali Haleh from Salim, the game changer.
Very wonderful service from Ryan as he takes on the game to try to look for 2 more points to level it up to 7-7. And a very short break to wipe off the sweat.
Sudan in the lead. Now I think that
as I estimated before, trying to predict the future, Sudan having a comfortable lead of 4 points as he's trying to take on this set. However, with some few mistakes, he's giving hopes to Ryan as he's playing back the forehand into the backhand of Idris.
like my partner said, it's all about mental strength. So we saw Sudan being led 2-0, and just like that, Sudan are back in this, and the pressure is now mounting on Mauritius. Let's see how this ends. Who takes it all? But I think
And
the pressure is getting worse and worse.
This is the point where you can actually find these players have been level both. Now this is the point where you have that extra energy, that extra mental health, that extra mental capacity that is supposed to be put for. It is what is going to put the difference, where these players have proved they almost have it same. It is the mental and the service that is taking it. Here we see Mauritius is a point away from that win. Let's wait and see. And there they have it. That was a 3-1 win for Mauritius. That was
very, very impressive from Ryan, for he was losing to 4 points lead by Idris, but because of his mental strength and because of the advice that he's having from his fellow players, he kept it cool. He kept the balance, he kept the motion intact to enable him have that lead. But this is a very tight game as we witness a 2-2 set win and a 3 win to 2 by Ryan from Mauritius.
And that was it. That was Mauritius for you actually continuing their journey to victory with that first win from Sudan. It is very early to determine who is going to have it all in the team events. We can't tell as yet because we are actually having 3 days more to go to tell who takes it all, who are the giants of East Africa.
And from the East African representatives, we have Uganda, we have Mauritius, we have Sudan, we have Djibouti, we have Rwanda, and these are some of the countries that are coming up together with Madagascar, and we are trying to see who will take on to be the East African giant.
Oteho nga bagundi bajja ba player.
And here we are on table number 2, and right now we are in a warm-up session as they are making counter loops, and one on the other side blocking alternatively or simultaneously. And we have Mauritius versus Team Rwanda. The person you're watching in green is from Rwanda, called Zion, and called Blaze, and the person you're watching in red is called Blaze. So Blaze from Rwanda and Zion from Mauritius. The game is starting now.
Yes, back again with more action to action packed table tennis. We are having Rwanda versus Mauritius, and these are our first players. The game is still too young to tell who is going to have what. And as we saw in the first game that Mauritius had, Salim brought them back to the game, but unfortunately they weren't able to make it, and Sudan had their, and I beg your pardon, and Mauritius had their win. So are we here to see them have their second win or have their first loss of the tournament? We can't tell as yet. And here we go. It is.
And Blaze is having a comfortable lead of 4-0 as he takes on Zion from Mauritius, as we are observing. And he makes a reckless mistake as he chops the ball into the net and giving the first win and now the second for...
That was actually quick from Blaze, because seriously, that you would say serve that service of yours that you actually expect the best from it, but he actually proved him wrong. That is not the service I can lose to, and he played it that quick that gave him that point. It is 2 for Blaze. It is 4 for Blaze, and it is that net service. Those trying to understand table tennis, every time the ball touches that net, the umpire calls for a net.
And he fails to block the ball back onto the table because of too much spin coming with rapid power from Zion from Mauritius, having a 5-3 Blaze to Zion. Blaze is trying to keep that comfortable lead going on as he's taking on Zion from Mauritius.
Personally, I would say that if I was to be Zion, I actually would be facing the greatest problem like I've ever faced in playing, because personally I actually do happen to be sometimes a player, because actually enjoy this is actually more fun that you would opt to try out. But playing against a right-handed player when you are left-handed, or playing left-handed when you're right-handed, it is actually difficult, because it is they are playing the reverse. Your forehand will be their backhand and your backhand will be their forehand. So the very many things will change, and you actually have to actually adjust to them, and the placement that would actually be used to has to change. So this is actually very tight. As you see, it is 6 apiece, and we see Blaze serving. It is 6 apiece.
I think Mauritius Zion started off on a wrong foot, but he is an excellent player as we are observing, and now he's on to 7-6 as he takes on the lead, and he has noticed his mistakes. He has seen where the weak point is. As we are observing, Blaze's backhand isn't that good as it is for him on his forehand.
As we look at the way it's running right now, it is, as I said, this first set is actually where you actually have to analyze and read that game and understand your players' weaknesses, and actually understand where the way forward, how it is going to be running smooth. And we see Zion taking it all. He tries that down the lane forehand, but it goes in vain. We see him having that lead, and we actually think he might have it. The umpire calls for a late. I think he must have touched that net. It is that top spin with a lot of spin engraved in the ball that gave him that first set win against
That
Blaze.
is how it is in table tennis. If you're a very good player, just like we have witnessed Zion, who started off on a loss of 4-0, but he, because of his mental strength, and he knows he's a good player, he took on every point, point by point, until he got to a point where he was leading, and he kept on the lead until he has won the first set. We are now in a session of a water break, which takes exactly 1 minute from both players as they go on to speak to their coaches or their teammates, as we are witnessing now, as they wipe off the tears and the sweat for some. And here we are. Zion goes on to table ready to take on, because he's confident enough, as we have witnessed him having that comfortable win of having a set 1-0.
Personally, if you look at table tennis, as my perspective, you can find that player that you are actually better than, but they have that composure and the patience and the confidence that you don't have, and they actually get around you, they beat you up. That is what I guess he actually took. That is why I think Zion had the first set, because you have to sit back and see the best options you have and actually take them. And I guess that is how he had it all for the first set. Wow, he actually tries to save that, but it was too hard for him. He was actually hindered by the net to get the ball back to the table. It is 2-4 Blaze and 0-4 Zion. Personally, I would think that, and in my opinion, that would be one of the worst mistakes you would ever do in table tennis, playing a service out, because you are denying yourself the chance to know what would come out of your service. You are hitting yourself off the table. It is.
The umpire had dozed off.
It is that running service into the deep forehand of Blaze that got him that point. It is 2-4 Zion, 3-4 Blaze.
Blaze seems to start off on a very right foot as he takes on a lead by 2 points.
It is that half-long deceptive service that keeps him in the lead in the deep forehand. It is table tennis. It is 6 for Blaze, 2 for Zion. As I said, that timeout, that time break you always get actually yields, and it actually changes much, because the coach tells you what you're not doing right and what you are supposed to adjust so that you have that win. And I believe it has worked for Team Rwanda, that is represented by Blaze. We see him for the lead. It is that around the net play that keeps him going and keeps him leading, that leaves the rest of the crowd applauding. And I believe the coach has to check on the way he actually gives off the services, because I've personally seen him lose 2 services in the same set. That is actually alarming and must be checked on. We are actually almost waiting and witnessing to see if he will make it again, if he will make that comeback he made in that first set.
And he takes on the set, as we have witnessed him being a very cautious player in this set, coming on as a very cautious, precise, and very intentional to where he is serving the ball, where he knows the ball is going to come back to as he makes those services, and he has played very cautiously, very well, a very good player as we witness this game, taking on the set to make it 1-1 between Blaze and Zion. As we are observing, they have now gone to a water break, wiping off the sweat, trying to keep the cool, maintaining momentum. At this very point, as a player, you get to realize that your opponent is not just a weak point. You've not discovered his mistakes, but you're equally good. Because as we witness, Blaze coming on to take on a lead of 11 to 4. A powerful spin from Zion, and with that spin, Blaze failed to put it into the net. He fails to take on the top spin on his forehand, but fortunately for him, it was a net service, and those getting to learn the sport, a net service is when you're serving and the ball touches the tip of the net, so you are required to play it again. Wow.
That was a lucky point from Zion, from Mauritius, and that is keeping him going. And that point, for you are trying to understand the point I'm trying to talk about, that is when the ball touches that net and drops sneakily to the opponent's side, that actually loses momentum. And you know how you are always expectant on how the ball is played. We see Zion in the lead. That chop keeps him back in the lead.
As a player, it is important to watch out for what type of service you're giving, and that is exactly what Zion has done. A precise serving, knowing that it's going to come back on his forehand if it is chopped back to him, and just like that, he had a counter spin to win himself the point. A very vigorous top spin flick from the backhand by Zion that had a lot of spin, and Blaze failed to put it back on the opponent's side. Zion has come on as a stronger player this set, as he's very intentional and strategic. What do you think about this set, Solomon?
I believe when I look at the way Blaze is playing against Zion, and he was actually utilizing the forehand in that very first set that he had for him, but he is taking the backhand decision to the Mauritius player, and I believe it is the mistake, because he is sweeping every ball that gets to his backhand into the point. It is
First ball service by Zion, and from that you expect a first ball reception by your opponent, and that is exactly what Zion has done, and he was able to take on this set.
According to what I've seen from the previous set, Zion has decided to be aggressive with the player from Rwanda, and so if you decide to be aggressive, you just have to be spot on, and he has tried his level best to be spot on on whatever point he's making. So Zion puts this puts him ahead of the Rwanda player, and we believe it is still a tight game, and we don't know which side it is going, but according to what we've seen, Mauritius is quite doing well, and let's see how it goes on. And just to remind you, Uganda has really done it this time round. It's doing a live feed, and you could just subscribe to their YouTube channel, UTTA, and you could get all these games live. You could tell a friend to subscribe to the channel, because it hasn't been there. So Uganda has really done us well, putting all these games to a live feed, so you could catch them very well in your home, in your couch. Yeah, Uganda has done it this time round, and we've literally supported the Ugandan staff. The towel holders, the point counters, all made from Uganda. So Uganda is quite doing something good, extraordinary, I believe.
And here we are in the third set of the game, as Zion is leading by 2-1 set score. Remember, if he wins one more set, he will take on the win.
Like Rio has said, we are playing best of 5, and first on 3 is the one taking it. So according to this, Mauritius are in the lead, and let's see if they can just take it with a 3-1. Let's see how it goes. Wow, Zion had a nice backhand flick, though the Rwanda player was able to encounter it, and Blaze came out victorious. Wow. This is just astonishing. Because each and every player is showing that they really need this game. And yeah, this is where we get the entertainment from. Like we told you, each and every spin, every smash, this is what makes this game interesting. Like, your eyes have to be wide open. This game is so fast. Unlike the other football, this game is so fast, mentally, physically. Your eyes have to be wide open to stay in it. Like I've told you, allow me say at the moment, Blaze is blazing, and it is really tight. So Zion is trying to keep the lead. Wow. Blaze tried spinning it, and Zion was quite on point on blocking it back. So Zion takes the point. And according to what these players are doing, this is really showing you that it is hard work being put in here. Whatever you're seeing here doesn't happen in one day. Rome wasn't built in one day. So I'm just trying to remind you that these players train now and again, time and again to make it to this point. So it's all hard work that puts them to this point. And we are seeing the hard work each and every person has put in to get to this point.
And it was a net service, so he has to repeat the service. And Blaze gives away 1 point as he plays a reckless service that doesn't land onto the opponent's side. And it's now 6-6. The pressure is rising. The tension is increasing. Oh! And he gives the very same service, just like the previous service by Blaze.
So Rio, allow me to remind you, every time you decide to be aggressive, you just have to be spot on. If you're trying to be aggressive and you're not spot on, that's how you're going to lose the point. Let me see how it goes, how Zion does it being aggressive. Because being aggressive, that means you have to be spot on, and things are not really going well. Wow.
A very rare top spin from Blaze's backhand onto Zion that he fails to block back onto the table.
I feel Blaze is trying to communicate to Zion that whatever you can do, I can do better, according to what I'm seeing.
A backspin service that he fails to top spin back onto the table because of too much chop. Too much backspin that requires very much top spin, just like we are witnessing. Very good point as Zion.
So
takes on the point.
should I say, at this moment, should I say Zion vintage beyond forgery imitation? Like, Zion is spot on. Like, he really pushed it across that Blaze couldn't even pick it up from that side. That is how, time and again I'm telling you, that is how Zion is being aggressive. According to the balls Zion is playing, I believe Zion is putting in a lot of spin, which is making it hard for Blaze, and that's it. Zion wins it. So the game ends 3-1, and Zion takes it. So Mauritius are leading to 1-love. What I've seen from the Mauritius bench, I do not think they have a coach, and maybe the players could be the coach in this position. How strong are they to coach themselves at this moment?
Most of the times, as a player, you play with these people and you travel around the world with them as you're participating in these different tournaments. And these people that you train with see your mistakes. They know what you actually can do and cannot because they play with you regularly. So when a player tells you what to do, I believe sometimes it could be a better advice than the actual the coaches. So yes, Team Mauritius is coming off strong with a different kind of advice coming on from the fellow players. And
Surely I see it's on form because it was just from defeating Sudan. Let's see if it is possible this time around.
And on table from Rwanda is Regis representing his team versing Team Mauritius with a player that we have seen and observed as a strong player as he won the previous game against his opponent from Sudan. His set was 3-2, which means he is a pretty strong-minded player and he knows the flicks, both backhand, forehand. He's a cautious player. He's very mentally strong, mentally stable, and we are observing, and this is a time when the referee and the coaches are setting up the game. From Team Rwanda, In green, we have Regis. From Team Mauritius, we have Ryan in red. It is such an early time to estimate who will win, but they are both wonderful players and they are entering a time of warm-up.
Once again, allow me welcome you table tennis enthusiasts to this electrifying showcase of agility, precision, and sheer mystery of the pedal. Allow me tell you, just be prepared to be entertained as we dive into a fast-paced world of table tennis, where every flick, spin, smash creates a smile on some people's faces and anguish on other people's faces. Just sit down, relax. Let these players give you the entertainment. Surely, according to what I'm seeing in the warm-ups, I believe and I hope is what we shall receive in these games. Let me just hope whatever backhands that we are seeing in the warm-up are the same backhands that we shall see in the game.
A top spin from Team Mauritius, and the opponent fails to block it. A very smooth and nice top spin from Regis from Team Rwanda that the opponent Ryan from Mauritius fails to block back onto the table. A very, very lucky shot and lucky point for Regis in green from Team Rwanda. The way these players are playing, especially Regis, he plays like he is not expecting the ball, but he has very fast reflexes and they enable him to take on this 2 points lead as we are observing. It is a shock that Ryan has been showing excellent play and he is not portraying like the games he was showing before.
So, Rio, before we go far, just allow me give you an opportunity to choose a side. And which side would you take?
From what we have observed from the previous games before in different tournaments and the different games that we have been having, I would say that Ryan from Mauritius has shown enough mental strength to be able to convince us that he is an excellent player and he will take on this lead. So that is my opinion. If it is a vote, I would give the vote to Regis, but it is Ryan, but it is quite too early to estimate who will win these games.
Surely, like we told you, it's a rally, so you don't just give out rallies too early. So my bad for putting you at such a point.
These are some of the few mistakes that table tennis players make, like missing a ball and failing to place it back onto the table, and that is exactly what Regis has done. But let's watch and wait for the dynamic and enthusiastic sport, just like we are observing Ryan having a comfortable lead of 3 points as we are observing the 8-5 win. When you very least expect him to play it is exactly when he makes that shot. Very nice counter, very nice block and play by Regis Ingren from Team Rwanda.
The way I see things, Regis can return balls, but the thing is he's trying to be slow. And remember, your footwork has to be spot on in order to stay in the game.
A very simple and nice job by Regis that Ryan finds hard to top spin back onto the table.
And
That's right.
services are part of the game. So you have to stay cautious. You have to stay cautious once again to stay in this game. Services are part of the game.
And the very most common service does the trick as he's trying to catch up, because we are at a point game. If he loses this shot, just like we have observed, Ryan wins the first set as he takes on and awaits to take on now 2 more games. For those that are still new to the sport, you are supposed to win 3 games if it is a set of 5 games. So in a 5-set game, the first to reach 3 sets wins. As we have observed, Ryan taking on the first set as he's opting to take on just 2 more. But will Regis have a comeback? Let's wait and watch.
So the players head back to the table. They still have more in there. And we are yet to witness what they still have more inside them. Oh, Regis tries spinning that ball, but it just hits the net and it falls out.
Very smooth, very nice, very intentional loop taken on by Ryan from Team Mauritius.
Like I've told you, it's training, and these guys have shown us that they do training each and every day. Like having those loops in, having those blocks in, it's not something that is easy. But these guys have really shown us that they do that training each and every day. Ryan chops it out. Oh,
Another mistake as he misses on
what an awful
taking on the
mistake.
spin to take the ball back to the table by Regis from Team Rwanda. Those that are getting to learn the sport of table tennis, each player is required to make 2 services until they reach the 10 points. And if your opponent reaches the 10 points as well, that is when the first to win the first 2 points takes on the win, and you are required to now start serving 1-1. The tension is increasing, the pressure is rising between the players as we observe a 4-4 game. Another miss by Regis from Team Rwanda.
Like I told you, it's the footwork, and he's trying to be slow with his movement. That makes him late, and that's why he gets to miss that ball. So Rio, what do you make of this tournament so far? I think we've dived in something like 8 games, and what do you make of it?
The competition is tight as Team Uganda took on their first lead and first win as they took on 3-0. And we are seeing also from the side of Madagascar, they are having a comfortable 3-0 win. Team Mauritius has a win against Sudan. So amongst the three, we shall have to watch and wait and see who will take on the competition. Because Team Mauritius is a strong country. However, we also have players like Fabio from Team Madagascar and Sewatindila Joseph, who is the youngest player of the tournament, coming on strong. And let's wait and observe. So for me, the game, we shall wait and watch and see who is going to be the winner. But as of now, Ryan from Team Mauritius is having a comfortable lead of 5 points ahead, taking on Regis from Rwanda in green. And there he is winning a 2-0 set lead by Ryan from Mauritius.
Yeah, but putting that aside, I really like the way also the Regis is also playing this time round, because he has really been in a training camp for over a month in Rwanda with their coach Daniel Mutabazi, who's a Ugandan coach but decided to shift to Rwanda to coach the team. Wonderful change of coaches between the East African countries.
The coach Daniel Mutabazi is our very own, and he has seemed to have a very long history of winning some competitions and tournaments, and he partook on the lead coach of the table tennis team of the national team of Rwanda, and here we are with him coaching these players into winning these games. So far they have had 1 loss, and now Regis is having a 2-0 loss by the player called Ryan. Let's wait and see the kind of advice that he's giving his players to see who takes on the other.
And by the way, Ray, I'm really excited on the way the Rwandese team is really playing this time round, because compared to that of Ethiopia, it was really a walkover for Team Ethiopia over Team Mauritius. But this time around, I really like the way the game is going, the vibe Regis is putting into the game. Yeah, as we go into for game 3, it's the Mauritius side with 1-0. By the way, do you think Regis will be able to conquer the Mauritius?
As we observed from the previous game where he had over 3 misses as he failed to see the ball properly and he failed to take it back. So I take my vote, like I said before, to Ryan, as he has shown that he's an excellent player with very good physical and mental strength.
I really love the pendulum service that Regis is really serving to Ryan of Mauritius. Let's watch and see. The score stands as 2-3. Ryan with the service. Wonderful top spin starter from Regis from Rwanda. Is actually the player who has the strongest back forehand in Rwanda as Panal. Ooh, wonderful point from Ryan from Mauritius.
As
Wonderful forehand swing.
Team Mauritius player Ryan, I think he has observed and noticed the mistake that Regis is making.
Regis really had that point, but he has taken it off table. I think Ryan is trying to take this game a bit faster. He wants to complete it as fast as possible. Never know, he may be hungry, having plans for lunch anyway. Yeah, as we would like to thank our sponsors, the National Council of Sports, our partners with the ITTF and ATTF, our president, World Table Tennis Federation, Petra Solin from Sweden. And by the way, she's our first president that we have had who's female in table tennis.
That's
I really
very
love the way we are trying to mix this gender.
As they enter a session of water break that is taking exactly 1 minute, and they are having advice from both coaches, but we seem to notice that Team Mauritius is having coaches within themselves, as the players are the coaches, so they are telling their fellow players the mistakes that they are making in these games.
I can really see Ryan stressed with his coach Zion, fresh from France. That's where he dwells and that's where he trains from. I like the decision that Coach Rwanda has decided to take, to decide to call for a timeout at such a crucial time. I know it will be beneficial to the player, Regis.
5 more points to win the game by Regis. Will he win this game, or will he, this time round, just like the previous 2 sets, lose the game to Ryan? Service by Regis. Slow push over top spin. Too much spin. He fails to put it back. Easy and nice point by Regis.
Ryan is trying to do a summary of this game, but the way things stand, Regis is trying to resist the summarization of this game. Wow. Fire on fire. And like I told you, you just have to stay streaming. Like, you can't miss any of this entertainment. Ball after ball. That's why it's called ping pong.
He would have had a 4-point lead, but now it is 8-7, and Ryan is trying to catch up to prevent Regis from having a 1-set win. And here he is missing the ball, giving Ryan an 8-8 point.
Like, I remind you, it is resilience. You can be late, but coming back, resilience. Staying in the game.
If Ryan takes on 2 more points, he wins the game. And Regis fails to make the flick.
According to me, the summary is coming to a conclusion. Let me see how it ends up.
Wow, very nice pendulum service that looks like a very slow ball, but it has very high spin.
Ryan needs 1 point to end this. Regis needs 1 point to go for a deuce.
And there he is. Ryan takes on a 3-0 win.
You could just tell by Regis's reaction, putting the hands onto his head. He's so disappointed with himself. But you know, in these games, we always have a winner and we always have a loser. So Mauritius come out victorious.
But Ryan has played better. And as we are observing, Ryan has had a very comfortable 3-0 win that will enable his team to be able to take on the Rwandan team. We have been having 2 games, and Mauritius has won 2. So if Team Rwanda doesn't win the next game, then it is obvious the win is by Mauritius. However, they are bringing on a strong player onto the team called Patrick with his very famous top spins. And will he be able to save the team? Because if he does, they will be able to have 2 more games that will enable them to be able to bring them back on board. Will Patrick save the team? Let's wait and watch. A big shout out to our sponsors, UTTA, Ugandan government, ITTF, for supporting these games live in Kampala in the MTN Arena Mall that is in the city of Kampala.
Like I've told you, once again, credit goes to the ITTA president, Robert Jagwe. He has really put in a lot of effort. He hasn't been relaxed to see that you people get to enjoy these games from your homes, from your couches, from your jacuzzis, if at all they are there. And yeah, so Uganda is trying to be extraordinary. It's trying to do things that are not usual. Let's see how this goes, and that's a credit. That's a point on. So the players going to warm up. As the way things stand, Patrick is now Rwanda's hope to help them stay in this game. If Patrick gets to win this, the game continues. But if Patrick loses this, Mauritius will have won 3-0. And it is a best of 5. If it is a best of 5, that means the first person to make it to 3, or the person who makes 3, is definitely the winner, because the other person will be only left with 2. So, like I've told you, Patrick is Rwanda's hope, and let's see if Patrick can be that light. They always say that there's light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know. Let's see Patrick being the hope of Rwanda, how will it come out. So players go on to warm the backhand. Those that are new to the game.
For those getting to learn the sport, a warm-up session is simply getting to really warm up their hands and getting them comfortable, because some are sitting on the bench for too long. Some have just come into the arena, and it is just a short minute warm-up session that the different sports have, and this is how we warm up here in table tennis. We first start with a forehand, ball to ball. Then we start with the loops as the opponent is blocking, and so do we go on to the backhand with the ball to ball, backhand to backhand. Then we start on with the flicks or the spins. And here we are, the warm-up session has ended and the players are ready to take on each other. Will Patrick be able to save the nation, Rwanda, as they take on Mauritius? Team red from Mauritius is Miguel, and green is Patrick from Rwanda. Service by Patrick. He chopped a high ball that enabled Miguel to have an easy spin.
Could Patrick
failed to bring back on table?
Could Patrick be the savior of Rwanda? Let's wait and see.
Miguel seems to have a unique playing style, and if you're not really waiting to see the ball back on table, you might think he's not going to play it back, but he's a very serious player, as we witnessed in the game that Mauritius has been playing before. That Patrick indeed, sorry Miguel, is a very good player, however with a unique playing style that makes the opponents think that he's not serious, but yet he is.
Rio, I was just looking at the Rwanda bench, and just look at how the coaches are holding their cheeks. It just shows you that they've really lost hope.
However,
according to what they see,
hope
this is
never
gone.
lost, because the captain is indeed holding his hands stiff, hoping that Patrick will be able to save them. And so far from what we are watching, it is not going well. However, Miguel is having a 5-1 lead.
So what you're trying to tell me, this could be like a Man United game?
A very nice short service with pendulum spinning it, coming from Patrick, and he is able to win that point as Miguel fails to take it back. He seems to have the very good services as he has won 2 points from just the services. Miguel continues to take on the points as he has a 3 lead, and now it is a 4 lead with the points 8-4.
Patrick is looking for a comeback at this moment. Patrick is trying his level best. He's putting up the resilience. Let's see where it takes them. And just like that, he's caught up.
As a player, services that lead to points 1 are the best points to be getting as a player, because when you serve your service and the opponent fails to bring it back, just like Miguel has done, is one of the best points to win.
Oh, I had loved the flick from Miguel, but I don't know why he spoiled it at the end. He had flicked it very well. Oh, he does it again. He's good at flicking.
Miguel has a very unique playing style of first playing slow, thinking that that is playing style, then he instantaneously plays it with a lot of energy and spin that you don't expect at all, and that is how we have observed, that is how he is winning points from Patrick. Will Patrick be able to save the whole nation, Randa? Let's wait and watch. So they are in a session of a water break that takes exactly 1 minute, and in this water break they can get advice from any of the players or the coaches. And Team Randa, we are observing the coaches trying to show him the loop, the spin, every other technique that will be enabling him to win the game. But will Team Randa be able to survive? Patrick has the whole country in his hands. Will he be able to save the nation, Randa?
I just love the composure these Mauritius people are having. They're just relaxed. You know, when you're leading the game, you just have that composure. Just look at the notes being given to Patrick. Like, they're quite overwhelming to him, and I believe being given a lot of notes may cause one to blunder, which I do not pray for, but let me wait and see how it will come out. Miguel serving, Patrick receiving. Oh, that was a nice deep chop from Patrick, and Miguel tries to spin it and he fails. Oh, that was quite absurd. You can't just serve like that. You have to put in some intensity in your service.
Patrick has come on pretty strong as he's very critical with the way he's playing back the balls onto the table. Precise and, table tennis, as long as you know how to take the ball back onto table, even if it is a spin, even if it is a chop, as long as you take it back on table, you will be able to win. Let's watch. And Miguel wins the first point of the game. a very tricky pendulum short service that is returned well, however, with high chop that enables Miguel to have a very fast spin that enables him to secure the second point of the game.
Patrick serving, Miguel receiving. Miguel flicks. Miguel makes the spin very well. That Patrick fails to return it.
Very reckless play. Very reckless as Patrick took a very precise ball back onto table and it reached the net.
Oh, that was a powerful forehand spin. That was a powerful forehand spin that Patrick failed to return it. It was served onto his backhand. The way things seem to be one for you, one for me.
He played that with utmost strength and he was quite confident. He knew that the opponent wouldn't be able to make counterloops to be able to win this point, and he wins to make it a nil 6-6.
Oh,
Come on.
really, at this point, missing such a smash.
As players, we tend to enjoy those different smashes when they come up. Those are some of the points we love to enjoy as you smash the ball back, but Patrick missed it, and he is the savior of the Team Rwanda.
They were trying to play ball control, and Miguel failed to control the ball.
It is 8-8. Frustration is starting to appear on Patrick's face as he is seeing that indeed Miguel, his opponent, is not someone of a joke and he won't be able to easily take him
We
on.
were hoping Patrick could be the light for the team, but the way that things are standing, I do not see any hope.
However, table tennis is a very different kind of game. So you never know.
That was a
He
flamboyant
can come
finish
up
from
with,
Miguel.
a win as
Miguel
we
was
have
just trying
observed
his
from
level
the
best to
different
get
players.
that finish, and he has flagged off this game. He has set it off, and Rwanda has been buried 3-0. They've tried, they've played, but they weren't good enough to meet the Mauritius side, and Mauritius have come out victorious. And so far what we've seen, Mauritius haven't lost any game at the moment. Yeah, they're on form. All the 2 games they've played for today, they've won them.
It is not over until it is over indeed, as we await for Patrick to have the very last set. The whole Team Rwanda is relying on this one set to see if Patrick will even be able to make a comeback. He is getting the very last bit of advice to be able to face the opponent called Miguel from Mauritius. As we observed Miguel having a very unique style of pretending like he is not onto it, but he is indeed playing the balls back onto the table. He doesn't use a lot of energy as he looks like a small person, but he is a very indeed good player, and he is having a 2-0 win comfortably, and he's showing that he is indeed very confident. The last set, if Miguel wins, service by Patrick. Smooth and short and Good flick from the backhand from Miguel. He tried the flick with the forehand to return the service and it refuses. It just drops right into the net. Patrick chops the ball back into the net, preventing him from securing any point win. As you observe, Miguel playing the ball smoothly, but he returns apart from the previous point that enables Patrick to have a 2-2 point.
And Miguel is trying to conclude this. He's trying to finish up each and everything in this last game. Wow, nice play from Miguel. They try playing the ball to ball here and there, and just like that, Patrick loses it out. Another backhand spin from Miguel, which Patrick fails to control, and then he puts it out. Oh. Patrick wins a point. Miguel fails to put it on table. Astonishing. It was an astonishing point from Patrick. He kept on absorbing all the blows that were coming from Miguel. He kept on absorbing each and every blow until he won the point. And Patrick is trying his level best to stay in this game, and he is staying in the game. Oh, a poor flick from Patrick. Puts it onto the net and out it goes. Wow. When you still have that belief in yourself, those are the strokes that you give off. And Patrick still has the belief that they could go for another set. Miguel catches up. All four. You do not just serve like that. And they all catch up. What a smash from Miguel.
Thunderous and vigorous smash by Miguel from Mauritius, as he seems to
You do not just give 3 points, free points to your opponent just like that.
At a very critical time, the coach can call their player to give him the very last bit of advice, as we are observing the team Rwanda is having a session, because if they lose any more 2 points, as we are seeing the scores are 8-9, where the Rwandan player Patrick is having 8 and the Mauritius player Miguel is having 9. If Miguel wins 2 more points, he will be able to secure a 3-0 win that will enable him to beat Team Rwanda, because he is the last representative from Team Mauritius, and so far the ratings are 2-0 by Team Mauritius. But if he wins this game, Mauritius will have beaten Rwanda 3-0. Patrick serves, and he serves right back into the net, having a point game where it is 10-8. And the service does it again.
Patrick just sums up how Rwanda has been playing for today. Patrick just sums it up, and the game ends 3-love, and Mauritius are able to win the game. And Rwanda is defeated, and it has been buried off. Just stay tuned for more entertainment. More and more is coming. Thanks to UTTA for broadcasting this live for you at your home, in your couch. Yeah, just stay tuned. More and more entertainment is to come.